Hey everybody, I'm back for another video showing some ball pythons. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I've actually got some clutches here that have just hatched. I haven't even really looked at them yet, so we're going to pull those out and I'm going to show you the babies as I'm looking at them. And then I've also got a few more that have shed that I really want to show you some really cool stuff. So first thing is I wanted to explain how I incubate my eggs. This is a typical egg incubation container. This is a light diffuser. I've got vermiculite underneath that. The vermiculite is completely saturated. It's really wet. Not quite to the point so that the light diffuser will sink into it, but almost to that point. I've got very little ventilation. I think I've got a little hole, like a 1/16 inch drill bit hole there, and then another one on the other side. And so basically, I want these eggs to be in the middle, ideally not touching any of the sides. And obviously not touching the vermiculite itself because it's soaking wet and I don't want the egg to take in too much water. This egg right here was loose from the rest of the clutch. So I've got this little piece of diffuser here on the side so if the egg would roll, it's not really going to go anywhere. So these eggs will sit like that and they should hatch in about 50 something days. This clutch was laid on 9/15/2019, and it's from an albino Mojave bred to another albino Mojave. So I'm going for cherry bombs, which are albino super Mojaves. So that's how the clutches look when they're first laid and set up. And I'm going to put this back in the incubator here. My incubators are starting to empty out a little bit. I think I've actually only got a handful of gravid females yet. I might have some that will become gravid a little bit later this fall yet. Typically I have eggs being laid and eggs hatching all year long. So we'll see. But right now I don't think I've got too many more clutches incubating yet. I do have several incubators that are all partially full right now. So I'm going to be hatching a lot of stuff yet. So no need to worry. I'll be still putting out a lot of videos showing some new stuff hatching. Okay, so then when the babies hatch, here's a nice one here. Take a look at these guys. That is a whole mess of pieds. That's from a fire yellow-bellied pied to bred to a pied. And actually, I'm going to be right back. I got to go grab a tub. Okay, so that is a whole mess of babies, and what I do is I take them out and I put them in another container. See a lot of yellow belly in here. There's a nice, really dark yellow belly pied. There's a little one. Oh, these two must have been twins. I'm thinking this one's pretty small too. Have to see how many. I had 8 eggs in this clutch. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. Okay, so I thought with the number of babies there were that there would be twins in there. So what I'll do with this, and yeah, this container is dirty. It's got vermiculite from a previous clutch in there right now. I just had to grab something in a hurry. I'll change it over to a new clean tub in a minute. But what I'll do is I'll just lightly mist this so that the paper gets a little saturated, and then I put the lid on and take the label, put it on the tub so I know which clutch it is, and then they'll sit in here like this until they shed. Usually after about a week or so they'll shed, and then I clean this tub out and get it ready for another clutch to hopefully be laid. So yeah, they'll sit in here until they shed, and then once they shed, I set them up in Freedom Breeder hatchling tubs. I don't get paid by Freedom Breeder, obviously, to advertise for them. I just really believe in that product. I think they're just the best racks I've ever had. They keep making new, improved racks all the time, which I wish that the racks that they have now were out like 7 or 8 years ago when I was buying the majority of my racks to upgrade my facility. But yeah, who knows, I might be upgrading again at some point, we'll see. But I really like them. This is a typical hatchling tub setup that we have, so each baby gets their own tub this size, and they can actually grow quite a long time in a tub like this. I actually keep some of my breeder males in this size tub. I use 8-ounce water bowls with the lid with the hole cut out in the middle. That way they don't tend to slop water around too much. And then I use coconut chip bedding. And I just wet this down a little bit. I like to give them a little bit of extra moisture, especially if the room is a little dry. So that's basically how I set them all up. I love these tubs because they've got the nice cup holders. The tubs stack into each other if you've got extras. They're just awesome, and they're also really, really durable too. Like I could probably jump on this tub and it wouldn't shatter. So yeah, it's a really, really nice tub. And that's basically how I set up my babies. So now let's start looking at some of these other clutches and see what else I got in here. Like I said, I have not really looked at these. I obviously could see what the tags say, but I haven't really looked to see what was in here yet. So I may not really know, surprise, surprise, I may not actually know what all this stuff is right away. So this clutch came from a yellow-belly pied bred to an orange dream fire het pied. So this definitely has fire in it. I'd say this is most likely an orange dream fire pied. I don't think there's yellow belly in that one. Although with pied morphs that are so high white, it's actually really hard to see what all the genes are that are in there. Fire tends to make high white pieds, and it's really, really hard to find an even mid-white fire pied. Most of them are very high white unless you add genes in there like Enchi that would bring out more pattern. Well, yellow belly doesn't really go out of its way to bring in more pattern, and the fire takes pattern away. So sometimes it's hard with fire pieds to know if they have yellow belly in them or not. And the only reason I'm thinking this, I don't think this one's yellow belly. The little bit of pattern I can see, it doesn't typically have like the yellow belly edging on the pattern. But I think based on the color that I'm seeing here and how clean it is, I'm thinking that there is orange dream in it. Not sure though. This one right here, on the other hand, is a yellow belly. You can see the pattern is really jaggedy along the edge, really pixelated. I would say this is an orange dream fire yellow belly pied. And again, it's so high white, it's really hard to be 100% for sure, but I mean, this looks like an orange dream yellow belly pied that you add fire to it, to me. So I'm virtually positive that that's what this is. And then this one here kind of looks, I'm not sure, doesn't really look yellow belly, kind of looks like fire, might be a fire het pied. So I'll let these guys shed out and take another look at them. Okay, so next one we have, this is a nice one, Pastel lesser hypo clown bred to a bumblebee double het hypo clown. I had this in here to keep some of the eggs from rolling. This was a smaller clutch and it was in the center, but there must have been some loose eggs in there. So I just put some other diffusers in there to keep them from rolling around too much. Okay, so that's just a Pastel lesser, and he or she is double het hypo clown. This is either a lesser bee or a queen bee. Can't tell if it's hypo or not yet. I'll have to wait till that one sheds. It pattern looks a little bit dark to be hypo, but kind of looks hypo-ish to me. Dealing with babies is a messy, slimy, just messy job. Got lots of little bits of vermiculite on them. And I usually rinse these guys off when I set them up in their tubs that they go into before they shed. So that's a Pastel lesser hypo clown. And this looks like a queen bee hypo clown. So Pastel, lesser, spider, hypo, and clown. It'll be interesting to see how these guys look once they shed and start growing a little bit. Okay, let's see the next clutch. Oh, this has got some cool stuff in, I bet. Banana calico enchi yellow-bellied to cinnamon enchi. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. I have actually hatched another one of these earlier this year and looked almost identical to this. So this is a cinnamon enchi banana, possible yellow-belly calico. And I'm sure it's got calico in it. Not a very, I mean, cinnamon doesn't really lead to giving you a high white calico, but you can see some calico in there. But this has definitely got enchi, definitely got banana, definitely got cinnamon. I don't know if the yellow-belly's in there or not. I might not have hit on everything in there. And this one is a banana cinnamon. It doesn't really look like a regular banana cinnamon, but I'm not sure about the calico or yellow belly. I don't see yellow belly in it. Maybe calico. If it is, it's a really low expression. Color just isn't quite what a typical banana cinnamon looks like. At least not the ones that I've produced. Here's a super enchi. Actually, didn't really hit on a lot of really bizarre stuff in this clutch. Not with the number of genes that are in this clutch. Didn't produce as many really cool stuff as I'd hoped, but this one's kind of nice. I like this one a lot. This is definitely yellow belly. I think this is cinnamon. I don't know if it's just a regular cinnamon yellow belly. I don't know. Like I said, I'm seeing these for the first time, just like you guys. So I don't know. We'll see. Orange Dream Fire genetic stripe, or no, sorry, Orange Dream genetic stripe bred to an Orange Dream Fire genetic stripe. That would be a Super Orange Dream genetic stripe. I think, I don't know if there's fire in that. Because I've produced Super Orange Dream Fire genetic stripes, and they're usually a little bit more washed out than this. Like the color isn't quite as intense. I don't think there's anything else possible in this clutch. Yeah, I don't know. I think these will be easier once they shed. I think these are mostly Super Orange Dream genetic stripes. Possibly that this one has fire in it, and that's why he or she is a little bit lighter than the others. They just have really nice bold stripes though. Yeah, it's hard to tell with that clutch what everything is. Really, really like them though. I mean, that's just really cool. I think the color on that at 400 grams is going to be incredible. You want to get leopard into the Orange Dream genetic stripe to get, I mean, the pattern with the leopard would be a lot bolder than this one yet. And look how nice that genetic striping is. Really cool stuff. Okay, so that's all the clutches that I have pulled out today to show you. I do have some more clutches that are almost hatched out. There's like 1 or 2 babies still in the egg. I just didn't want to disturb them a whole lot. So I'm going to leave those. I might show those in another video either later this week or maybe next week. But yeah, I'll definitely show you a lot more. Okay, so now I've got a few babies that hatched out and they've shed already. So I'm going to show you those. this, I've got all kinds of vermiculite over my formerly clean table. This was produced from breeding an Enchi asphalt to a Pastel Spectre. So I believe that this is an Enchi Enchi Parkway or an Enchi Asphalt Spectre. I'm pretty sure this one has Enchi in it. I hatched one out last year that did not have Enchi in it, and I remember it not being quite this color. I'm pretty sure this one has Enchi. So I believe that that's an Enchi Spectre Asphalt. Okay. This next clutch that I have is, it was supposed to be from a black pastel coral glow het pied female maker bred to a pied, and let me just tell you that the results are not what I expected. I did have a vanilla coral glow het pied breeding the same female. I had him in with her a couple times and I never saw any breeding going on. So then I decided, well, I want to make sure this female pied produces, so I put in that black pastel coral glow het pied. So apparently the vanilla coral glow het pied did father the clutch. The only thing is that what I've gotten here, I'm not 100% sure is just vanilla and pied. So anyway, we'll take a look. You know, I try to keep an eye on my females and males when I have them in together for breeding, so I know for sure who sires what clutch. But, you know, I've got a lot of female ball pythons here. I think I probably bred close to 700 females this year. So I obviously can't look in on them all the time. So sometimes they breed and I never even see it. You know, I've had females produce this year, or over the years, that I never saw breeding once, yet they still produced a clutch from the male that I had in there with them. And the only thing that's confusing me in this clutch, I mean, normally I would know that the black pastel coral glow het pied didn't produce this clutch. What's confusing me is that the vanilla coral glow het pied that produced this clutch must have another gene in it. And I'm thinking Pastel, but I'm not 100% sure, because this is another one that hatched in that clutch. It's not a pied. It's got some really wacky pattern to it and pretty crazy colors too. And the only thing I can think of that would be is a Pastel vanilla coral glow. So I don't know. It's really, really nice looking though, because I don't have too many other. Actually, that's the black pastel coral glow and the vanilla coral glow are the only non-visual coral glow pied making males that I'm using right now. So I need to figure out what that is. But then also hatched this one. Crazy, crazy paradoxing. It's amazing what genetic anomalies you can come up with ball pythons. You know, like this snake literally has no clue what it wants to be. I think this may be a vanilla though. The coloration's pretty light. Not quite fire-like, but pretty light. So there may be vanilla in this. And then obviously there's some coral glow paradoxing there and also right on the tip of the nose. Actually almost looks like a microscale or a scaleless head, but with that patch like that, but it's definitely not. Okay, now one more clutch, and I'm really super excited to show you guys this one. This clutch was produced from a banana calico yellow-bellied het clown bred to a killer clown. Okay, that's a killer clown. Pretty certain it's a banana. Color's pretty light, but I have produced some really light killer clowns too. This just the pattern. If this is a female though, and the male is a male maker, so I think that this is a banana, and I'm sure I'll be able to tell for sure once it gets a little bit bigger. But with the pattern being as light as it is on the back, it could be the calico or the yellow belly that's doing that too. So there's a chance that this one's not a coral glow, or banana, I'm sorry. Same thing, but yeah. So anyway, that's one. And then this one is obviously a banana. I think that's a pastel banana coral, or banana, or sorry, pastel banana clown, but it is a little bit darker than most pastel banana clowns that I've produced. So I'm not 100% positive that there's pastel in this. I think there is though. I actually shouldn't even say that. Okay, hold on. I should just dump this part of the video. I'm an idiot. The mother is a killer bee clown, so obviously everything has pastel in it. So I need to go back to ball pythons 101 apparently. So yeah, that's a pastel banana clown. It's just higher contrasted than most of them. So there may be calico or yellow belly in this. I don't really see a yellow belly pattern. I mean, the back kind of looks like it, but doesn't have the typical yellow belly side pattern that most yellow belly clowns have. Okay, now we've got this one right here. This is a pastel calico banana clown, or banana. Too many names. This is a pastel calico clown. Look at that side. I'm starting to really dig what calico does to clown. Here's another one. Now these are both possible yellow bellies as well. I could definitely, I know there's calico in them. Calico isn't just a gene that makes white sides on ball pythons. It also messes with the pattern pretty tremendously too. And I think with clown, it just has some awesome potential. Especially when yellow belly's mixed in. This is one of the coolest ball pythons that I've produced this year. Which would also mean one of the coolest I've ever produced, because every year the bar gets raised higher and higher. So this is a pastel calico yellow belly clown. Look at that. I mean, that pattern is so busy. I've got some ideas of what to put into that to get it even nicer, but I just think even on its own, like, that's just an awesome snake. This is, look at that, the way the sides just melt away. And that pattern is just so bold and so busy. So I think this one, and I think these three are the same, but this one you add yellow belly into it. That's what I'm saying anyway. All right, that's all I have for today. Feel free to like and subscribe to this video and this channel. I will try to come out with a lot of videos over the next couple months. I've still got a lot of cool stuff to show. And if you want to see what I have available, make sure to visit my website, royalconstrictordesigns.com. Let me know what you think about these guys, and let me know if you like to see videos where I'm just fumbling around with all these clutches as they're hatching. I can definitely do more of those. I've still got plenty of clutches to hatch out here. So I'll be back again with some more videos really soon. Thanks for watching.